This is John Mason Smith. I'm the founder of Astra Payroll Services. I'm bringing blockchain technology to the payroll industry. Catch me this week on the Jesse T Show. Actually, later in life, I was interviewing for another job and I said, I think I'm the luckiest man alive because I keep falling into opportunities that I feel like I don't deserve. And the guy worked for, I won't go into his company, but he looked at me and he said, well, you make your own luck, right? The reality of being lucky, a part of that is I'm not going to lie, like a part of me, if I wasn't born to the right parents, if I didn't have the right natural drive or the right thing, there's things that I can't control that has led for me to be financially successful.
For sure.
But I think about how when I was a kid and we'd go fishing all the time because you have the fish poster behind you. And, my father, I didn't go, I don't like fishing very much, but I loved being around my father. And I wanted to be on that boat with my dad so I could bond with him. And so as a 5 and 6 year old kid, I just wanted to go blah, 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 blah. I talk a lot. So blah, blah, blah. I wanted to talk to my dad. And he would say the same thing to me over and over again. You're not going to catch any fish if you don't have your pole in the water. If you don't have your lure in the water, you're not going to catch any fish. And a lot of what I do as luck is getting that lure in the water, putting as many fishing lines out there as you can and waiting for one of them to get a bite. Because during my time at Paylocity, I had success there because it was a sales job and I was driven. But at the same time, I had a lot of failures behind the scenes of things that we tried and failed. My insurance company, the idea fell apart because you can't get a license to sell insurance in Florida if you don't live in Florida.
Wow.
So it was just done. Just the end.
Interesting.
Yeah. And by the way, if anybody listening wants to steal that idea, by all means, give me a call. I'll give you all my homework on it. You can go do it.
There you go. Tidbit.
Tidbit. I don't know if it's still a viable idea, but it was back then. The other side of this was I launched a bunch of fun little companies. I was telemarketing into these corporate offices, pounding the phones. And what I discovered was it got easier over time because I had the extensions of the people I needed to talk to. And they would say, call me back in 6 months. Well, I was there 6 months later. So 6 months later, I didn't call the front desk and ask for Betty Sue. I just dialed Betty Sue's extension and she picked up because she didn't remember my phone number, So I said, this is genius. I could make so much money if I had a list of phone extensions for different executives. And I said, well, there's got to be an army of salespeople calling these people that have that information. So I registered a website. I want to say it was called, I'm terrible at names. I could open it up on my computer. It was connectmeplease.xyz because .com was not available. Connectmeplease.xyz. That website's long dead. But the idea was you could go type in any company name you wanted. And if you had someone's phone extension, you type in their name, their title, the phone extension, and maybe an email address if you had it for that contact person, and you submitted it. And then later on, when you needed someone's phone extension, you go to that website, you type in their name, and if an entry existed, you could see all the different extensions and emails that people had put in for that person. And if you went down the list and called them, you would say, yes, this one worked for me, or no, it didn't. And it would sort based on how many people had recently said that this phone extension worked for me. And I would make money by having advertisements from Google on the left and right sides of the search result page. That was my genius idea. I started the website. I went out and I bought a database of phone numbers, extensions, and emails for executives in my area. I spent maybe $1,000 on that. It was out of my own pocket. And I put this website up and I started populating it. And I found two problems. One, I couldn't get any of these advertising companies to let me place ads on my website. I don't know why they kept rejecting my application. So that was a problem. I wasn't making any money, but that's fine. Build it and they will come. Two, my database was garbage and it wasn't getting better very quickly. Like my work was good, but it wasn't growing very fast. So I just kind of left it out there and then it eventually died off of natural causes. I just got tired of paying for the web hosting, I had to say
information that you got from the company for $1,000, like emails, phone numbers, was still good information. And how many did you get? Did you get like 1,000 emails, 5,000 emails? Like, how did that work?
I want to say it was like a good number. It was like 15,000, I want to say, but it was mostly garbage. I mean, it was a mix. Yeah. It was good enough, but it wasn't like a list I'd telemarket down. Yeah. I wouldn't call on that list. And because I was trying to sell to salespeople who weren't just selling to HR departments. So it was a mixed bag.